Just in the Kitchen with me, your host, Justine. I am here with some wonderful fall flavors and dinners. Tonight, I am making pork loin chops with a maple glaze. They are luscious and they're easy. I'll be serving Brussels sprouts and apples on the side. First, what I'm going to do is you get a pork tenderloin, not a pork loin, a pork tenderloin. So right here, this is tough. It's like a silver skin. So what I want to do is I want to get under there and get it out of there. See, it's pretty easy once you get under, and then it's very tough. So I'm just going to get under there and try and get all of that silver skin off. And then just cut it off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in chops. Just like that. About 2 inches thick, all the way down. And if there's anything sticking to it, just chop it off. Any skin that you think should be off, go ahead. See? And then this one is my little tail. But when you do this, you want to dry them. You just make sure they're nice and dry. Put them on your plate. And then I'm going to show you the rest of the ingredients. I have a mix of chicken broth and apple cider. I have apple cider vinegar, a couple minced garlic cloves. Here I have a mixture of, and I'll put on the measurements for this, but the ingredients I have all dried because I want it to incorporate. I have all dried. I have onion powder, sage, thyme, and a little cumin. And then this, my niece's grandfather makes his own maple syrup. He goes up north, they tap the trees, and they make their own maple syrup. So I have some maple syrup, I have gala apples, and I have Brussels sprouts. It is a easy meal. I'm going to use a little canola oil, because I don't want to add flavor to it. Now I've done it with bacon grease, but I like it better where the apples shine through. Let's go over to the stove. I'm putting my pork chops in the pan. My pork loins in the pan. I don't want them too close because they will not fry up. What they'll do is they'll sweat, and I want the caramelization. I'll cook them for about 4 or 5 minutes on one side, and then I'll flip them. We'll be right back. So what I'm going to do is put my Brussels sprouts in here and get one side caramelized. I'll put them flat. I'll put salt and pepper on them. And while the pork chops are cooking, I'll be doing the Brussels sprouts. And you want them in one layer. If they were real small, I didn't cut them in half. Like, look at that little baby. Who's going to cut that baby? Not me. And then I'm going to let this cook. And while I flip my pork chops, as you can see, I'm cooking them. They're getting a nice caramelization on both sides. This is a scan pan. I love this pan. It's the biggest pan I have. I think it's like 14 inches. It doesn't scratch. It's guaranteed not to scratch. And I love it. So what I'm going to do is take them off because I will cook them in the sauce a little bit longer. I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to put my garlic in really quick because I don't want it to burn. Add in my vinegar. Add in my broth, and there we go. Add in my sage, my thyme, cumin. Last thing I'm going to add is my maple syrup. I'm going to cook this down until it's thickened, and then we will come back and finish everything up. I see how I colored the one side, and now I've added the apples. Going to add a little salt, and I'll add a little pepper. I'm going to put the lid on it, turn it down, and let my veggies get a little on the soft side. See how my glaze is getting thicker? I still want it a little bit thicker than that. See how thick this is starting to get? I'm going to cook it down some more because it's going to be more of a glaze than a sauce. Thick it is. I'm going to stir in my butter. Melt it. Oh, look at that. Ah, that looks, and it smells so good. This is cold butter that I've put in there, and I've taken it off the heat. You don't want to cook the butter, you want the butter to melt. What I'm going to do is add the juice from the pork. Gonna let this cook a few more minutes to get just a little bit more done on the apples. Now I'm just going to put my pork back in there, and then I'll put the lid on, wait for the rest of the veggies to be, or the veggie and the apple mixture to be done, and we'll be done. It is all done. It was so easy. Now you have to know when I'm prepping and cooking for a video, it takes me longer because I have to set up shots and everything. Usually it takes me, I don't know, twice as long. This I did in under an hour for the video. Absolutely amazing how easy it is. It's easier if you do it in 2 pans because you can have your Brussels sprouts and your apples cooking in one while your pork chops are cooking in the other. Look at this plate. Look at that. That is a weeknight, but good enough for company night plate. It is delicious. I mean, you could add a potato, but you don't have to. It is also good. I'm going in for the bite. Ooh. Mmm. Mm-hmm. That sauce, that glaze is unbelievable. I would do double the glaze. It is so good. I love it, love it, love it. Good for sopping too. If you had some bread. Look, I'm cheating. Sop, sop. Mmm. Add the apples. Mmm. And I made sure to salt my apples and my Brussels sprouts. Very important. It brings out the sweetness. You can taste the maple, gives it a little bit of a smokier flavor. And the pork chops are nice and tender. You don't want to overdo them. Everybody overcooks their pork. That is not the thing to do. So these, let me get my Brussels sprout. Mmm. Usually, and I've had, go look at my Brussels sprout recipe on there, I always put sugar down at the bottom. These did not need it because what I did was I put the apples and the Brussels sprouts on the bottom, put the meat, then poured the juice over everything. I did not cook them till they were mushy. I think that's why I did not like them as a child. but they are so good. Make sure you make this. It's a half an hour meal. It really is. 2 pans, half an hour meal, easy peasy. For this recipe and more, go to www.justinthekitchen.com and go to YouTube to get the video and to subscribe. And down in the button, remember, right next to subscribe is a bell. Click it. You'll get my recipes coming up. And I've got a lot coming up. I have Halloween ones, I've got Thanksgiving ones coming up, just lots of recipes. This recipe, by the way, I gotta get a bite of everything. This recipe, by the way, would be great for a Friendsgiving. You don't want to do turkey because everybody's doing turkey for Thanksgiving. Here you go. This is a great Friendsgiving recipe. All right, everybody, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you for liking my pages, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. I love you all. It doesn't matter. I am going to just keep doing the best I can. Thanks. God bless.